one learns to respect the sneakily placed depth in things that likely didn't start out deep at all. Eventually, the little kid splashing around in a puddle with his rain boots on gonna be like, wow, water is lifeblood. But until then, whee! Seems no matter the age, every gamer is kinda the same way. Big awesome software is beautifully amazing. Infinite potential. But yeah, games are some funny shit sometimes, and it's commonplace for us to play them primarily for that. Kick back, give no fuck, and have an epic yuck. So how about today I take a break from brain and join in on the stupid, stupid laughter. Ain't no prank, bro. I am the haver of chortles. Hear them. I'm looking at literally anything hilarious that can happen at the press of any game's power button. Deliberate, accidental, computers, players, anything. Very subjective, as always. We all know how humor goes. These are the things that slay me the hardest. Post yours. Today's all about fun. Curtains up. Nobody likes a stiff. A lot of experts claim a joke can't possibly be funny if it's not original, completely forgetting lesson 0 of comedy. Chill. Those actually gifted with the funnies know very well that there's much more to it than just premise. The right context, timing, delivery can more than salvage even the most been-done templates. Show 'em who's boss, old chap. Yeah, that's better. I knew from the start that Conker's Bad Fur Day would be the metaphorical Mako shark behind my dog paddling ass once I decided to swim in this particular ocean. I'm just thankful it didn't end up being Shit Creek, as I initially predicted. The great mighty Pooh's been famously memed to assholey hell and back, I'll admit for fine reason. But I have my tastes, and I'm not craving shit in my mouth. I'm craving the game's other famous quality. Pop culture references are sort of a weakness of mine, and for as crude as the rest of his material is, Conker's efforts to Seth MacFarlane us to death are surprisingly classy. You'll see Bad Fur Day insert callback after callback throughout its weird-ass story, to the point where they actually guide it. It's always a grand comfort seeing properties you like given a shout out, and even better, in good taste. We got one-off gags flashing back to Jaws, Terminator, The Exorcist, Alice in Wonderland, whole chapters based on Saving Private Ryan, Dracula, and The Matrix, final boss is the motherfucking Xenomorph, and my favorite of all, the opening spiel's wearing a Clockwork Orange for a face. What? Who? Why? Thank. The delivery and timing of them are solid in general, but the reason it's so damn funny is that it's a game, originally a fucking Nintendo exclusive. We see people go all Family Guy all the time in subsequent films and TV shows, lazily so, but never in games, and never with this polish. Feels like I'm hearing the joke for the first time. From concept to execution, that's an expertly thrown pie, rare. An art form seen by all wields the great honor of igniting some real burning questions. So I'll add to the flame with my own hottest. What's the most common and accepted pleasure video games offer? Being there before it gobbled up the zeitgeist, I can say it used to be laughing with others. Now it's laughing at others. Tell them straight, holy thesaurus. C. Schadenfreude, the sexual attraction to people bitching. Yep, our collective proudest fap as a loving nerdy community is bottling each other's salty tears in a 2-liter bottle garnished with a cocktail umbrella. Salt is just as savory in video games as it is in specialized cooking. Adding the perfect amount of the zesty powder to your average gamer has huge entertainment potential, with and without irony. It might as well be pixie dust with how magical it turns the player's baser emotions, be it soft rage buffing their shit-talking ability straight into the Mensa Vegeta tier, or hard rage flaring up the curse word count and volume high enough to drown out 10,000 AVGN branded chainsaws. Raw, unfiltered gamer rage foreplays with the funny bone like nothing else. Watching your friend or favorite YouTuber cuss like crazy at something pissing them off in a game, especially when it's you causing it. God damn, you feel like a little gremlin after a midnight snack. Personally, ironic and soft salt is my favorite flavor, where everyone knows it's all for fun and won't actually punch a monitor or slam their controller, but even in cases where those kind of dipshits rage hella hard, is great fun to point and laugh at how stupid they're acting.
Oh my god, same shit over and over again, dude! What is this ugly ass nigga doing, dead ass?
Oh, fighting game community, putting Morton out of business, one stock at a time. Who says you need anyone to make you laugh? Don't go telling me how punchlines work, Mr. King of Comedy. I can punch myself, especially after snorting a line. The law of LOL does decree. There's gotta be someone telling you a joke in order for it to count. But I'm proof you can single-handedly become your own joke pitcher and catcher. And here's my batting cage. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 is a super memorable sports title, and not for its tight skateboarding action. But personally, no other game supplies me with more unexpected laughter. Skitching an elephant's tail to eat projectile shit, caving a shark's face in with a giant bronze ball, Tony's hilarious pain screams, soundtracked with cartoon bone-crunching sounds, and oh god, fuck! Ah! But nothing takes the cake like this. Go to the carnival level, take a little trip behind the Ferris wheel into the swamp, and well, fucker finally found the computer room. This goddamn crocodile, man. This badly modeled, poo-poo textured scaly boy cracks me up. Beyond looking like $1,000,000 of debt, the realistic hissing clashes with the stiff animation so bad it's great. And for some reason, you can get him stuck by abusing his magnetic lock on you with faint movements. Never has the shape of the river dragon looked so damn dumb. No. 200 million evolution points well spent. The fearsome sticky slab of Jurassic jerky. He clipped through! It's a nostalgic kind of funny. Playing this when I was like 11 had zero sense of humor, so I'd literally come to this spot and bullshit with the croc just to make myself laugh. I shit you not. And it's stuck! I snagged this footage just last week and nearly threw up my back laughing. Even reenacted my jackassy pastime of skating away from it in a circle and letting it catch up and eat me. Been a dummy all my life. Could you tell? It's undeniably cool to see how far comedy has evolved over the years. You'd sooner run out of stars to count than finding every way to tell a joke. But to showcase easily the most ancient hardy-har martial art out there, I just did. And constantly do. Yes, dialogue-based humor. A staple too priceless to even put in a stapler. Master that in your game and you're likely to be a personal king. Trumpets ready! You know how they say good comedy's unpredictable? I'ma chuckster that shit into the void, good sir. Cause there just had to be an oh duh entry today. Haha, Logan likes these games. Still your laugh tracks. I can confidently say that nobody outright taught me how to wordplay, but I can just as confidently point to a huge inspiration. The Mario and Luigi series has historically impressed me, and countless others with its unreal sense of dialogue. I've never seen text in a video game so lovably unhinged, yet so smart. Of course, you got the light years over the top performances of the Leet Speak Hammer Bros and you know goddamn well who, talking about Pwn, Ted Noobs, Raffle, and the intricacies of treacherous mustard that is very angry. Who the fuck? As well as a very likely to be insane fortune-telling toad doctor that asks and answers his own questions, Heavy's pet gyroids spamming their love of beef, which Fawful has none of, by the way. Man, even the more down-to-earth characterizations of Starlo, Brickle, the Monty Bros, and especially Bowser are given such priceless things to say. Even minor faces like Kamek are hilarious, bantering the fuck out of his paper self while he's dying in Paper Jam. Never a bad time for that. I didn't even know you can make text this brilliantly funny, which I guess is still an unpredictable act. Oh, you Clever, clever bitches. Whoever said clowns suck? Well, everybody. Fucking everybody. It's something you gotta be like age 60 to remember that these poor bastards were once fountains of joy. Laughter, the original comedic entertainment gig. So, being one of sorts myself, anybody else brave enough to fill that role without crunchitizing the kiddies, well, let's just say my respect for them is heavy.
Fuck yeah!
I got a handsome question for you. Just who is the funniest character in gaming? In the art of furiously slapping the knee, the center of the TF2niverse smacks it with a squeaky hammer and sickle. Heavy weapons Chad has me dead. Not a big surprise. Faster than hit scan. It's comedy culture to default the role of class clown to the fat guy because, ha! He's fat. I'm so good. While on top of not actually being fat, boy's just huge. Heavy's humor isn't crass at all. To put it one way, this fucker's raw, assaulting us with the funniest voice mankind can dream of, and making it scream like a special needs Super Saiyan who stubbed his toe and liked it. He roars as a thing for babies.
All of you are babies!
Mimics his own goddamn gunfire. Is a beautiful singer.
Come sing with me.
And his screams are comedic sex.
I
I need tonsil surgery just listening. You know you're good when you can literally eat your damn lunch on stage and call it a great show. But there's more.
No.
You ever notice how interesting heavy players are? They consistently turn game rounds into ham and cheese sandwiches. Almost like the class brings out their inner shit-headed Soviet Snorlax, leading them to do stupid shit. Yelling
No!
after every kill, randomly ape-shitting with their minigun, crouch jumping their gun rev like they're playing leapfrog, and
Here I come!
hilarity's in the eye of the beholder just as often as beauty is. Spying something impressively stupid looking with your little eye drowns it in ironic tears quicker than your brain can even. I love how simple and non-taxing this specific branch of comedy is. Cause it's free. The better the graphics, the better, no? Exactly, no. Cause the raw, uncircumcised joy one gets from staring at booty butt cheeks graphics, one of a kind. In cases of objective analysis, fuck them with a splintery dildo. But after a long day of wishing for a better day, sometimes a walking vomit JPEG is the key to it coming true. One of the truest joys of revisiting retro titles, keeping your face straight while you look at what we used to be impressed by, might as well be an ancient ninja skill. Cause you're not gonna do it. Transitional eras especially crack me up with them being built on the low-res shoulders of janky Lego people and magical Play-Doh animals. Most N64 and PS1 games look blockier than a 4D Cheez-It, an inoffensive charm that actually adds where it would normally subtract. And the grotty textures are the crudely polygonal cherry on top. Although his proud jester is PS1 Hagrid, motherfucking GoldenEye's the king of this fugly throne with its comically horrific unblinking face cutouts and get your model that hot. What, did they use a single pineapple chunk as reference? Oh, don't even get me going on early cutscene graphics, where even the most basic of body language is too fucked for even 3PO to translate, and faces being gravitationally pulled by planets in every direction. Captured masterfully by the Sonic Adventure games and SpongeBob Employee of the Month respectively. What? Demon made this? The one from Tenacious D, methinks. Oh, and of course this kind of thing still happens nowadays, but those are called memes, children. See shit, post shit, good shit. Thanks for being ugly. Let's let's talk deadly weapons. Normally, games hold supremacy over this kind of thing, with its dubstep guns, last prisms, and yes, even mummy tube worms and magic brother power. But to take a cue from one of IRL's strongest weapons, the voice, hell, they still got damage. Ears melt by the power in Meta Knights, jolt up from the creepiness in Sinistars, and literally die from that. What was that? Okay, we all have that one sound bite we personally morph into a Snickers bar after hearing, and what you say, if you will. Some runner-ups for me there are Metal Slug's and Sonic Heroes'
Whoa!
But I can't hold this off any longer. What in the holy fuck is DK's original voice? That squeal he has in most of his N64 appearances has baffled me since day one of OG Mario Party. I mean, even then, I didn't expect real gorilla sounds out of this fake one with a nickname roughly translating to ass monkey, but I repeat, what? Play that shit again. What the bloody eyes gouged out? Fuck! Did they make an elephant with strep throat orgasm? Or is this a Godzilla thing, where they took a common instrument and just molested it with an article of clothing? I think it was a bass getting strummed by a leather glove for the big G. My guess for DK is they gave an old tuba a wedgie using a leopard skin Speedo while it was being shoved into a washer's rinse cycle. Like, I'm actually curious. Can someone find that out for me? How'd they do it? I will admit, the mystery contributes to this high placement, but even with the context, it's gloriously stupid. My favorite variations are when DK wins a board in Mario Party where it sounds like he's funneling a tuberculosis cough through a desk fan. Ooh. And the best, when he gets hit in Mario Kart 64 and you drive past him, they slap the Doppler effect on it. God damn it. Okay, Nintendo, okay. You ever come across something mad funny one day, given the time of your damn life in a magical millisecond, but then later you want to have that same laugh and you try to replicate it and you can't? Like, even though you may still laugh, it's just not the same. If there was ever a sense of wonder in comedy, it's that. Maybe that's why everybody loves glitches. Accidents happen, and sometimes that's awesome. Glitches are like the pranks of video gaming. Brand them with boxed jellyfish tentacles should they actually hurt someone. But, you know, if they remembered the anesthetic, pass them the crown. The royal court jesters of surprise humor, gaming's own face acne is the gift we never knew we wanted. Especially magical when encountered in the wild. Seeing something go all X-Files theme right in the middle of happy fun times is like eating a barrage of bullets from a fleet of rafflecopters. Cue the rawest what the mankind can physically unleash and laughter uglier than the fucker in my mirrors. It gets you every time, because you can't ever be ready for it. Nostradamus, you stupid lying bitch. It can either be mildly amusing in the case of audio glitches, or generate kecks of howler monkeys when graphical glitches pop up. My absolute favorite, to the point of itself being the original number 3, ape-shitting models. My god! GoldenEye characters partaking in boat propeller yoga, dead bodies that just died going quantum, Skyrim animals skipping on over to Valhalla's for brunch. You never seen a thing more beautiful. Even glitches you can viably trigger yourself for personal advantage are amusing, because it gets hilarious with how hard you can really fuck with the machine. I know it feels weird to place them here, since they theoretically shouldn't exist, but how else are the devs gonna learn? So, ha! You're welcome. You know this thing called contrast? Magnificent creature, that. You'd never think Whiplash would ever feel good, but propping something super serious up against something super stupid is the comedic embodiment of hurt so good. Playing into the advantage of unpredictable once again. Picture it. Guns. Killing. Death. That's some hardcore, edgy, gritty shitty, am I right? Yep. You ever die and think, God damn, I want to come back as Flubber's Double D titties? Well, sorry, the highest of all costs still can't afford that. But hey, we can spare some wobbles the moment you go. Instant transaction. Thanks! One of the biggest universal funnies in all of gaming, ragdolls are the king of stupid humor. I suppose technically classifying as slapstick, the art of fictional bodies going instant gelatin the second they bite the Elysian badass. Like, who the fuck even came up with that? I mean, I don't mean to get all morbid, but dead bodies are stiff. Muscles quit. That's... El Breño says, no, this isn't how you're supposed to play the game. But the soul's saying, man, I feel like an itty-bitty little kid watching silly cartoons on the idiot box. It's such an innocent pleasure. It also helps that they're often paired with bone-crunching and splat sounds. My favorite are the squishy kind, where limbs flop around more than Jigglypuff on top. Just the most ridiculous overreaction to existing you'll ever see. But they do sometimes respect the idea of naturally stiff bodies, but nay, logic costs money. My god. Yeah, some of 2x4's jigglier than this. Model rigs, you in there? Hello? They gave up. They just gave up. They got the right idea. Kick back, close off, nom the popping corn, and... oh yes, daddy. Okay, think I've been a good little content creator. You know, I've worked plenty hard for you up to this point. Let's do the unthinkable and make things nice and easy for me. My final clencher. The stupidest shit, the funniest thing I've ever seen in a game is in this little title called Turok Evolution. An absolute cheese factory where you're this pissed off Native American with Ratchet and Clank grade weapons blowing the fuck out of General Skills' N64 heads. Sounds stupid. Graphics suck. It's like a culmination of everything I've laughed at thus far. But the absolute best part is its gore. Not that it's hilariously extra, no. Just watch. What the... Okay, let me walk through you what just happened. This tiny ass tree frog, like the size of a quarter, explodes a la fat stick and out pops chunks of beef riblets that grow in size. I need whatever shit they were taking when making this, cause their brain clearly punched in laughing its ass off. I've never seen something so comically absurd, unstably stupid. It slays me every damn time. And check it, it gets better. Sometimes, instead of fresh cow chunks, the fucking thing spills out a human foot! And it has a shoe on? The goddamn pterodactyl does the same thing too! I can't. But I did! That's the video! Wheezing, return! This is being Fawful's Minion, and that's my act. Good fucking night. And now, give it up for the high-tier patrons. Shade 2800, Panther J, Tubazo 1989, Diamond Ice, Skellington 977, Mathtron 5000, Goldsbro TSG, Thomas Drury, Lucario Smash 246, God Falking Dammit, Alfredo Jones, Love, Sephi 90, Zero Z, Jake Arenstom, Morgan Arvite, Evie Girl 16, BF Rio, John the Pink, Renaku, Lord of Shadow, Cortamanch 437, Azazel the Undying, Cody Thomas, Peter Shepard, Solitaire Seamus, Christopher, GTY 200, Belkin, Michael Boyd, Steve, Masao, Exaox, put 9V in Smash Bros please, Arctic Kaiju, Gaming Griffin, Burn 100B, Patrick Sandlin, Maze Arcana, Jinxiest, Kyle Wee 21, Ray the Snivy, Douglas Jenkins, Blue 9999, Eddie Toxpin, Sonic Septile Warrior, Nathaniel Sterling, Dova Shikan, Alan, Charles Meeker II, Fencer De Rio, Andrew Weston, Roberto Del Fuego, Shiro THR, Troubled Trombone, A4X Guy, Grandmaster Augustus, Lucky 13130, Pikachu Crusher 26, and Spark of Dusk 777. May we meet again!